Welcome. I'm Maricela Kelleton with another episode of Scope. The Papua New Guinea Immigration and Citizenship Authority is responsible for managing Papua New Guinea's borders in relation to the movement of persons into and out of the country, having the responsibility to facilitate genuine travel across borders whilst managing risk associated with border security. The ICA emphasizes its diligence to exercising its powers, adhering to the country's Migration Act. With the launching of the Arawa Office on Tuesday, May 30, locals can now lodge passport applications, work permit applications, provides the avenue for reporting of illegal border crosses and migration cases, including visa checks and enforcement activities. The people of Arawa from the autonomous region of Bougainville will no longer have to make the trip to Buka or Port Moresby to access the basic functions of the Immigration and Citizenship Authority.
This signifies the official opening of our office in Arawa. Immigration is here to stay in Arawa, and we will be happy to work with the local communities.
With the launching of the Arawa Office on Tuesday, May 30, locals can now lodge passport and work permit applications. The office also provides the avenue for reporting of illegal border crosses and migration cases, including visa checks and enforcement activities.
We have a master because first of its kind, this immigration office me open today. Me come lo witness him. Na M1 planit blo yumi lo central, even lo south too. Osem office me come lo nus blo mi pla do blo mi pla la M1 pla pa mi ken tok M1 pla opportunity lo mi pla no spending money go lo buka or where lo must be.
Migration and Citizenship Authority has finally decided to establish an office here. We really needed that because without that, our people have been crossing the border illegally from here to Solomons and even Solomons to here. So we have had illegal border crossings by the traditional landowners. And the traditional landowners are here to stay because they trade with the people from Solomon Islands.
Securing the borders of Papua New Guinea has always been difficult for the PNG government, requiring large commitments from the country's inadequate resources in areas of security, law enforcement, administrative, and mostly funding supply. The Arawa office is the third ICA office established in Arob, with the first office post launched in 2017 in Buka and in Buin just last year.
Having an office in Arawa is a very significant milestone for us, immigration. We opened our office in Buin last year. These two areas in Bougainville are very close to Solomon Islands. We have people from South Bougainville. They access Buin and go down to Kango and go to Solomon Islands. The nearest island that we have, they normally have people coming is Southland. We have people from Solomon Islands come in to sell their marine products at the Buin market every Thursdays and Saturdays. And here we have a facility here, border post, Kara border post, which was built by customs. They have given us office space for immigration and Nakia as well. But this is a location where normally we have people going from here to Solomons, and then people from Solomons coming here. Especially mostly we deal with traditional border crosses. People who live along the coastline here, going across to Solomons to visit their relatives. People from Solomon coming over here. Some of the islands, are very close to us, and we have some of our locals here. They have fishing grounds. They say the same fishing grounds.
border post here in central Bougainville is just an hour, 30 minutes boat ride away from the western province of the Solomon Islands.
Having an office established here will allow immigrants present here. Right now, most of the times, our customs colleague normally assist with people movement. We're trying our best to beef our presence in Bougainville, especially in the border provinces, so that we conduct our mandated duties to facilitate people movement along the border.
Clarence Parisau, the Deputy Migration Officer for the Compliance and Enforcement Division, emphasized the importance of border protection, stating that the smuggling of drugs and guns into the borders of Papua New Guinea and the autonomous region of Bougainville is rife. Parisau appealed to local leaders who were present, the local leader for Kokoda, to work with the ICA to ensure the protection of the people from health and security threats.
The very important thing is we partner with you. Honorable Member for Kokoda, we have the border post at your doorsteps. We appeal to you that you work with our people. Whatever all foreigners Karim Sikh come inside your village is going to be the first one location Modsla. Maybe time you open in border, white border, one emena, or by you looking market, I pull up the line of Solomon Islands. But we have to regulate that. Time only come and them all kind cargo blong. Cargo, cargo, different. At this stage in Papua New Guinea, we are experiencing a lot of transnational border activities. We are working with the police, regional police, not only in Papua New Guinea, Solomon Islands, Vanuatu. We have MOUs. Immigration, signing on MOU on the immigration to Solomon Islands. That's particularly for us. The regulating movement. There are genuine traditional border crossers, and there are some not genuine traditional border crossers. It's the responsibility of lo authority lo ground lo work on time lo identify who's at genuine traditional border crosser.
Rodney Osioko, the MP for Kokoda constituency, encouraged his people to embrace the work of the ICA in the area.
Me like talking Mumi, there's an office and very important. This mandated office is important long way where you go long as an independent or to be an independent nation. Although there's establishment agencies for government, me plan must start opening now. Me plan must start establishing this office now because any important state. Time you talk long independence, talk all office here, you must start opening up this all offices here. Today time me marking government belong Ismail Nisira government and as my minister from finance and staff. Me like talking you all people. All kind of office here, you must look out him. Suppose you know I come up here. Usat by working work. Government employee me and make working awareness na talk long started in place na kirabim work. Hey moro sample something where you must understand him. You must not get him negative talk na think. And me stop long establishment of the office and me come up here. There's an establishment long office and me no stop him. Movement belong man. There's an establishment office. I mean, no stopping movement below cargo below you me. All of the countries in the world, only trade within the facilities and stop. No got man long countries, only stopping all. Any country another son where me come up as an independent nation. I mean, no stopping man long moving cargo na emiet long countries to countries. These are the offices where me sabe maintaining and me sabe monitoring. Movement belong cargos na movement belong man. Emi no sabe stop him. So lo yumi long Bougainville. Time me stop yumi masama mas long desala office.
After the break, PNG Family Health Association makes progress with first of its kind partnership with Ahi Hope Foundation and the Ahi people. The Ahi Mobile Clinic was a first-of-its-kind partnership that saw health service being delivered straight into landowner villages in Morobe Province. Over 2,000 people from the 6 Ahi villages were treated or referred for further treatment through this health program delivered by PNG Family Health Association.
The Ahi Mobile Health Clinic program, which is carried out by PNG Family Health Association in partnership with the Ahi Hope Foundation in Leh, came to a close mid-May. Supported by Ahi Investment Limited, the health program was brought to the 6 Ahi villages, starting with Yalu on April 24, then to Kamkumung, Butibam, Hengali, Yanga and Wangang. Through this program, over 2,000 people from the 6 Ahi villages were treated or referred for further treatment. This was a pilot project that conducted general and sexual reproductive health awareness and treatment, including eye and vision care, spending 1 week in each of the villages.
With PNG Family Health Association, we have a core services that we provide is on sexual reproductive health. Family planning is one of them. The other is sexual gender-based violence. We also have a youth and adolescents program that our youth, young people, we train them and they advocate more on youth issues on drug and alcohol and all this. Family planning is we emphasize more on family planning because Papua New Guinea is getting into population boom. So we need to educate the people on family planning and encourage them to come and access family planning services so that our people are healthy, our community is healthy, and as a nation we are all healthy. Since my team went into Yalo village last week, it was very overwhelming. The number of villages coming with cases like STIs, that's we call it a sexual reproductive health programs. STI is one of them, family planning, and some other general illnesses, hormone illnesses. And the number was like, for a day, my team have been seeing about 50 to 60 villages, people for a day. The only challenge we faced was drugs for the STIs, the sexual reproductive health. Those are I think that's the only common challenge that we face, but we managed to get all of drug. Actually, we managed to talk to the area medical store, but they've told us that there's no STI drugs available. So that's the main challenge that we have. To purchase STI drug over the counter is very expensive for a container, as I have mentioned. It's going for 40 to 50 kina, or even 30 to 40 kina, or even 100 kina is to get one container. It won't cater for all those people who come to access the services. It will be served only to 2 or 3 clients. So we need like a pack of drugs to help the people.
The issue of shortage of drugs for sexually transmitted infections was relayed to Ahi Hope Foundation, with manager Willard Bogan saying they will work with their partners to make the drugs accessible.
What we can do is we've got a connection with the Morobe Province Health Authority, and we've spoken to them about the support, the kind of support they can provide, especially in terms of drugs, so they can assist the PNG Family Health Association with that, and so it will make it easy for us to roll out that program in all our villages without any issue. We will have to do an evaluation of what we've done so far in the 6 villages after we complete the round, and then submit a proposal to our board, and if there's a need for us to come back, we will do so towards the end of the year.
Ahi Hope Foundation's coordinator responsible for health, education and religious programs, Martin Kaising, said this program is valued at 28,000 kina.
After launching at Yanga village, the next following week we start off the program at Yalu village. And we continue to Kampung, we'll be here for 1 week, and then proceed over to Hengali village, then Butibam, and eventually go down to our 2 coastal villages there, Yanga and Wagang village. Our company is structured in two areas. One is the wealth creation, and the other one is wealth distribution. We are working as wealth distribution. We are working with the wealth. We are working with the distribution side of it, and most of our funding after proposing for projects, we wish to submit our proposal back to the IE Investment Limited. It goes back to the board of directors. They sit there, they look at the project. Once it is okay for us to deliver it back into the community, then they fund our project according to our quotation, our proposal. They fund it back into the community, to our office, IO Foundation, and then we start deliver the projects back into our community. On that note, health, IO Foundation, the IE Investment Limited, we are working according to the 17 sustainable goals. And this one, we believe it is the third goal of the 17 sustainable goal. We see it as vital and important for us to bring it back to our community. After submitting our proposal to the board of directors, they approve it, send it back to us, and then we start go down to our community to deliver the programs down in our community.
The health program falls under the 2.5 million kina dividend that was recently presented to AHI Prudential Development.
When we come back, Tina Tena and Rugby League, an enduring partnership that changed the face of the game. In the heart of Australia's sporting landscape, where the collision of passion and athleticism ignites the spirit of a nation, there exists a story of transformation. Tina Tena, an unstoppable force of soul classics and electrifying performances, transcended the boundaries of music, leaving an indelible mark on popular culture. But hidden within the depths of her illustrious career lies a profound connection to a sport that would forever be altered by her presence. It's a tale that intertwines the worlds of music and sport, forever altering the course of a beloved game. Welcome to the extraordinary journey of Tina Tena and Rugby League, an enduring partnership that changed the face of the game.
In a world where music and sports intersect, one name stands out as a catalyst for change. Tina Turner, the legendary singer whose soul classics and pop hits enchanted millions, passed away at the age of 83. But her impact on the world of rugby league remains etched in history.
And at the 93 Grand
Tina Turner, often hailed as the queen of rock and roll, captivated audiences with her raunchy stage presence and powerful vocals. But it was her involvement with rugby league that would propel her into the hearts of Australian fans. In the late 1980s, Turner was enlisted as the voice and face of the Winfield Cup, the premier rugby league competition in Australia. The decision to bring Turner on board was a groundbreaking move by rugby league administrators who sought to revolutionize the game's image. By softening and glamorizing the sport, they aimed to attract a broader fan base, particularly women. And Turner's inclusion proved to be a stroke of genius. Former rugby league administrator John Cale reminisced, saying Tina Turner was the perfect choice and had an incredible presence and an international following. They wanted to make rugby cool, and Tina made it happen.
Our agency, Hertz Walpole, had come up with the theme, and a lot of people don't remember that first commercial. They all relate to Simply the Best. So when we started to try and get somebody else to sing Tina's music, it just couldn't happen. And then that theme was what you see is what you get. We only had one day to film in London, which we did. We took footballs and jumpers to Tina, told her all about the game, and we pulled that off incredibly. And then Roger rung Jim Walpole and said, I think on Tina's new album, we have a song that's written for sport. And we flew to Los Angeles and the rest is history. We're able to buy the rights to Simply the Best for the next 5 years for the Southern Hemisphere, and it's still acknowledged today as one of the great sporting anthems. What you get is what you see. Ain't nothing more to it. What you get is what you see.
With Turner's infectious energy and magnetic presence, the rugby league advertisements became an instant hit. The sport, once seen as rough and untamed, was now infused with a sense of coolness and appeal. The game's stars became icons embodying skill, speed and agility alongside toughness and aggression.
You would think it's strange that if someone passed from the small town of Brownsville, Tennessee, they would have such an impact on the rugby league community. But that was certainly the case today with the news of the passing of the magnificent Tina Turner. And what a life and what a human being. And if you look at rugby league, like the extraordinary rise of rugby league from the late 80s into the early 90s, I tell you what, it had as much to do with Tina Turner, her talent, her charisma, as much as the players themselves.
Tina Turner's impact on rugby league was not limited to the promotional campaigns alone. Her involvement symbolized a shift in the game's trajectory as it transitioned from a semi-professional sport to a thriving business. Rugby league became a magnet for commercial opportunities and drew in diverse crowds, forever changing the landscape of the game.
Trailing by one to win it. He's got it away. It has got there. He has picked it. He puts on a thing. Then he puts on a sprint. Sadler is chasing. Sadler is made. The tackle of the night. Aaron Lock out. He kicked. Slater's picked it up. Was he onside? Slater down the ground. He kicks again. He'll get there. He's over.
As the 1990s unfolded, the game underwent a rapid transformation, embracing full-time professionalism, paid television, and a heightened commercial focus. The seismic shifts that engulfed rugby league during this period were in many ways accelerated by Tina Turner's contribution. Her involvement propelled the game into the modern era, forcing administrators to adapt to a changing world. Tina Turner's collaboration with rugby league extended beyond the promotional campaigns. Her music became an integral part of the game's culture, with her hits echoing through stadiums across the nation. The sounds of The Best and What You Get Is What You See reverberated alongside the cheers and roars of passionate fans.
Simply the best.
Her enduring partnership with the game will forever be etched in its history as she leaves behind a legacy of transformation, inspiration, and boundless passion.
We are all born with gifts. Some of us have more than one. What I do best is singing and dancing. But I never thought as I was correcting my life that I would be recognized for it.
And that's been another edition of Scope. Thank you for your company. Good night.